In today's video, I finally updated my controller settings, and these are by far the best controller settings you need to be using. These settings will give you insane aimbot tracking like this, and help reduce your input delay so you can edit like this. And the best part is, these settings are tested to work for all controller players, Xbox and PlayStation. But be sure to stick around till the end of the video for the settings. As always, make sure to like and subscribe and use code Gloomzy. 100. 200. Aimbot. Dead. Full box. Wow. Full box. Wow. Wait, these settings are actually crazy. I just aimed on him. Oh my gosh. Come here, boy. 200 on Peter Griffin. 100. Full box. 200. Aimbot. Actually might be cheating. Was another fight. 100. Full box. 200. I'm just impulsing in. Full box. 100. Dead. 100. Full box. No launch pads. What's the guy doing? 100. 200. Dead. What do you think you're doing? Full box? 100. 200. Aimbot. 200. Dead. Full box. Slurp juice. Thank you. $100. Full box. 200. Where is he? Where is he? 100. Dead. Dead. Purple spaz. Dead. Dead. Another guy. 100. Full box. 200. Full box. Wow. That guy got destroyed. Impulse. 100. 200. One HP. 200. 3 players left. 100. 200. 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 I'm cheating. Full box. 200. 1v1. Cracked. 6, 7. Let's go. GG's. Settings will be right after this. So starting on the first page for my settings, I play on full screen, 1920 by 1080 native resolution for the least amount of delay. I have VSync turned off for also less delay. I play on 240 FPS because I use a 240 Hz monitor. And if you're playing on console, the max FPS you can go up to is 120 FPS. And this includes the new gen consoles like PS5, Xbox Series S, and X. And for the least amount of delay for your rendering mode, make sure this is set to performance mode, and I'm pretty sure they just updated this to have no debris when you're breaking any builds, and you can now also see in Storm very clearly. Now for the graphics, I have my brightness set at 115%, but if you're on console, I recommend putting this at 150% because of the shadows. Otherwise, if you're on PC, you can turn this down a bit like me. User interface contrast is for this menu, so this really doesn't matter. For colorblind mode, I have this turned off, but if you want more brightness, you can put this on Tritanope. Colorblind strength at 10, and then for user interface parallax, this is for the item shop, so this doesn't matter. Now down here for the graphics quality, I have 3D resolution set at 100%, dynamic 3D resolution turned off, both view distance and textures on epic, and if you want even less delay for your meshes, you can play on low meshes, but this does affect how your builds look, and I prefer how the builds look on high meshes, so I have it on high. Now moving to the audio settings, the most important volumes are the main and sound effects volumes. These are all the footsteps and gunshots. Everything else really doesn't matter. I have my main at 67% and sound effects at 70%. Scroll down here and make sure you have sound quality on high. And if you play with headphones on, make sure 3D headphones are also turned on. And make sure you scroll down here and turn on this setting. This is visualize sound effects, and it's basically visual cues on the screen anytime there's any audio. Now, if you guys are a new viewer, there's a secret tip to lower your input delay. If you didn't know, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom on this page, make sure you have all the replays turned off. Record replays, record large team replays, record creative replays, and even record high quality replays. Make sure you scroll up here and turn off this setting called NVIDIA Highlights. This is for PC, more specifically the NVIDIA hardware, and this will automatically clip every single elimination anytime you get eliminated and even anytime you get a win. So you can imagine how annoying this is if you play Reload and get like 20 kills every single game. You'll have 20 single clips every single game, and your PC will get filled up with a bunch of space, so make sure this is turned off. And scroll up here for the building settings. If you want less delay when you're building, make sure you have reset building choice and turbo building both turned on. There shouldn't be any reason any of these are turned off. Now for editing, if you want to double your editing and reset speed on controllers, make sure you have disable pre-edit option turned on. And for auto confirm edits, make sure you set this at both. This will turn on edit and release and reset and release, and I'll explain exactly what that means. So instead of normally having an extra bind and button to confirm an edit or a reset on controller, this will allow it so you can automatically confirm the edit or the reset on controller by lifting up the select button. So this means it's a lot faster because you're pressing one less button to confirm an edit or a reset. And for my combat settings, make sure you have preferred item slots turned on. This makes your life as a controller player so much easier because you don't have to keep rearranging your inventory every single game with this setting. My first slot's the shotgun, second slot's SMG. These two are unassigned for heals and utility, and then my final slot, the fifth one, is the AR. And for my movement settings, I have all these settings turned on. And for my reticle settings, if you want the OG chapter 1 damage numbers for nostalgia, make sure you copy these settings. Reticle turned on, reticle ammo indicator turned off, show spread first person turned on, show recoil first person turned off, full reticle turned on. Make sure your damage numbers on list, not cumulative. For reticle damage feedback, put this on hit only, and for damage number scale, make sure this is at 125%. My HUD's at 75% with these options turned on. Now another way to lower your input delay for the gyro settings, make sure these are all turned off. Having your game save all these extra settings adds a little bit of delay, so make sure these are all turned off if you're not using them. And the same thing applies for the keyboard and mouse settings and binds. If you don't use them, make sure these are all turned off. Now moving on to the controller settings, make sure you have controller auto run turned on, build immediately, builder pro on if you want less delay and faster builds. Edit hold time or simple edit hold time if you use simple edit, make sure these are at 0 seconds for less delay when you're editing. For slide hold time, this is preference, but mine's at 0.25. For the camera options, I don't touch any of this, and then for vibration, make sure this is turned off. Now for the quick weapon settings, I think this was introduced in chapter 3, and it's really useless and delayed, so make sure you don't use any of this. Now down here for the controller sensitivity, my look and aim sensitivity are both at 4, build and edit mode sensitivity multiplier both at 2.1. My first person mode sensitivity is 1.13, and make sure you have advanced options turned on, which activate a bunch of settings down below, and I'll explain everything. So once you turn on advanced options, the first settings you'll see is the advanced look sensitivity. This is your look around sensitivity, but also the most important sensitivity because it affects everything like your build, edit, and even your aiming. So for my look horizontal and vertical speed, these are both at 43%. And for my look horizontal and vertical speed, these are both at 43%. And if you notice, I don't have any boost turned on, so no turning horizontal boost, no turning vertical boost, no turning boost ramp time, and also no instant boost when building. I found it that when I had boost turned on, I was a lot more inconsistent and I wasn't really liking the boost. So I recommend having this all turned off if you're trying a new sensitivity. Now down here for the ADS sensitivity, this is your sensitivity when you're aiming in with any weapon. So my ADS look horizontal and ADS look vertical speed are both at 12% to keep it consistent. Just like my look sensitivity, I don't have any boost for my ADS sensitivity as well. So no ADS turning horizontal boost, no ADS turning vertical boost, and also no ADS turning boost ramp time. And for scope speed multiplier, this is the multiplier on your sensitivity when you're using any scoped weapons like a sniper or a marksman rifle. And I have this at 0.97. Now down here for look dampening time, if you want true zero delay and more responsiveness in your right stick, make sure this is at 0 seconds. This is the time it takes for the game to register when you press any movement on the right stick, so if you want true zero delay, you have to put this at 0 seconds. To pair this up with the look input curve, if you guys are still deciding on linear or exponential, I recommend using linear because this is the raw stick input, and the true zero delay, whatever you do to your stick will happen in the game. If you use exponential as you read, it says it causes smaller stick movement to have less an effect. So if you try both of them, you'll notice exponential is a lot slower because Fortnite does slow it down for you. So if you want true zero delay and your raw stick input, make sure this is on linear. And for precision and tracking aim assist, these are both at 100%. There's no reason these should be any lower. And down here for the dead zones, my left and right stick dead zones, basically how sensitive your left and right sticks are. These are both at 10%. For the left and right trigger release, this is basically like trigger stoppers, and these are both at 25%. Now move on to the final page for my custom PlayStation 5 controller binds. If I'm going too fast, you guys can pause the video, but I play on a regular PlayStation 5 controllers with no extra buttons. I only use a Galaxy Low-Rise Control Freak on the right stick. And if you guys made it to the end of the video, make sure you comment down below 500k like this so I really know who made it to the end of the video. As always, make sure to like and subscribe and use code Gloomzy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.